All right, so we're going to start day 5 with my roll with Nate. Nate's a brown belt. He's a cross-training student. Here we get into, we just started down on the ground. A lot of people here, we don't need to stand up here. And I entered into his guard. We started with a little cross guard, try to take my back. Here I need to straighten out. So what I was thinking here is I need to get him flat on his back, and I need to get in line with him. So I grabbed the collar and just kind of kept pushing, pulling, and getting back in line. Right. Here I kind of sat a little bit. I was going to sit into a Kimura, and here I just kind of pop it up, and then I like to go over the top of the head and get into this T Kimura position. If I can, I'll get the crucifix, Kimura crucifix that I like to get into. Here I'm keeping his elbow above his hand, and he's just kind of staying in that position, so I decide I'm going to bring him up into the dorsal kind of Kimura. I've now taken his lapel and wrapped it over. It's like a little magic grip, and then it frees up one of my hands, and now I can attack the collar. So you can see that. As we get up against the wall, this gets a little wonky, but I still have the grip on here. I get the cross collar. I'm learning to take my right foot at this moment because we're against the wall and I want to get up, so I kind of push him over so I can keep kind of my position here. Now he's going to come up here, gets a nice little sweep. I decided I think I'm going to go into daily Hiva here. I was going to go shin to shin. Well, I guess I do go shin to shin. It's just a nice kind of controlled pace. We're not going too crazy. This is, I think, the 4th roll into the night. He does a nice over-under pass and comes up, and right away I put my hand in the wrong spot. Came up with a nice Kimura. I went for Kimura and he actually got it. So we start back again. Pop into his to his open guard, butterfly guard. He's going to try to work this kind of reverse armbar crunch, but I'm getting my grips in here, and now I think I'm going to try to go to work a over-under pass. But he's controlling it pretty well. So I decide I'm going to get his feet kind of tied up right now, as his feet are kind of in a lotus position. So they're kind of trapped up, and I want to move to his right side. But I didn't have a decent base, and he was able to just easily get me a turnover. So from here, I kind of push out, base out. I wanted to go into an ashi, but he kept his knees together pretty well. And then he sat back. Here I was going to go for a little crab ride to the back. He controlled my leg. I know he's done some knee bars on me before, so I wanted to keep my knees from going above his thighs. And here I'm just going to hold the foot. I guess not. I know I wanted to control his foot so he couldn't come up like he is right here, but since he did, again, I'm going to try to work that position again. I was thinking about going a little berimbolo, but again, he had control of my leg. It looked like he was going to go for a toe hold there for a moment, but Nate and I are spending a lot of time on our butt here. I need to get up. So I decide I think I'm going to come up and try to take his back at this point, because we're kind of spending a lot of time here. We're playing a little on the leg stuff, and I decide I'm going to kind of do like a technical stand-up and come up and take his back. There we go. Now I like to go Kimura grip here, or I like to go 2 on one side of the collar. And I want to get my hooks in, but he's got his elbows tight. In order for me to get my hooks in, I need to get a foot in between that. I got to open up his elbow. So I'm just going to kind of pressure him forward a little bit, and then I just kind of weave it in. Now I like to get in this position right off the bat. It's not so much actual closed guard right now. I have control of his collar. And then I have my feet closed. It's a closed circle around him. And then he extends back so I can get that top hook in. Right. What I want to work here is eventually get into a bow and arrow. But we're getting close to the end of time here, so I want to try to get up to my elbow and or get that cross collar. But he's really on my arm pretty well and on my leg. And we're coming up to the end of time, so I'm just going to try to go for it. And clearing my bottom leg, but time went. So nice little roll with Nate. I always appreciate rolls with Nate.